Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Roundtable, Episode 2. I'm Knighty Knight, and I'm here with dramiS today. dramiS is a former Halo competitor. I competed with him and against him, and, I've just played against him a long time. He's a longtime fan of the Halo franchise, but a lot of people don't know that he also was a PC competitor. Right now he's a top NA player in Quake. He took second place at QuakeCon at their duel tournament, and he also has been dabbling a little bit in the Apex Legends world on ESL's cups, and that's kind of something we'll touch in a little bit later. But I want to give you all a little bit of an update about where I've been at. I was at the Austin HCS Invitational this weekend, and it was unbelievable. I got to be the lead observer for the event, and I've been really working hard at becoming a better, just overall addition to the production for Halo, and this gave me, I think, a lot of insight into the world of observing, just a whole different angle that I've never seen before. It was just an incredible event. The production was top tier. I think we're going in the right direction when it comes to the pre-recordings and getting all the player profiles and getting to learn who the players are. I think that's a big aspect of it all. So that was awesome to be a part of that. So everybody that saw that, I'm sure that you guys could agree it was one of the best tournaments we've had in Halo in a long time, which was so exciting. And I'm just really pumped for the future as far as that is concerned. But now we are back, and I wanted to have this episode be focused on the future of Apex because it is a hot commodity right now. There's a lot going on today. The Battle Pass was just released. We've got a new character, and the character is pretty darn awesome. It's the Octane. Octane, he's able to inject some adrenaline into his veins, gets to run all over the place, be crazy, and he has an awesome passive that allows him to regain his health too. So he's pretty wild. And yeah, so it's a great thing that I want to talk about. It's a game that I have not felt this way about a first-person shooter in a long, long time. This is something that I'm super excited about. It gives me that old feeling that I had back in the Halo 2 days when I get online and I'm just super excited to see who's on, like all my friends, and everybody's inviting me, wanting me to play, and it's just a good time, a really good time. But I want to get my guest in here, my guest dramiS here. What's up, Kyle? Oh no, I can't hear Kyle. Check, check. Hello, hello. All right, 1 second. Everybody. Is this on my end? Kyle, you there? All right, well, we're gonna get that worked out. We've got some footage coming up here. Want you guys to check it out. Basically, just to show you what dramiS is all about, what he was capable of as a competitor, what gives him the right to talk about Apex Legends, and and why we pretty much trust what he has to say when it comes to the future of the competitive scene in it. I really hope that it explodes. Obviously, it's one of the biggest games right now. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's going to be the Fortnite killer." Fortnite's not going anywhere, but Apex is definitely going somewhere. Titanfall, huge fan, and the gameplay is just as smooth. So I'm definitely looking to get started with this interview. dramiS, do we have you?
I don't think so. Like I feel
Hey,
you got
all
me even on my
right.
camera again now, I think.
All right, well that's fine. I don't need that.
I,
As long as they can see me, we're all good.
we just need one beautiful face, dude. Just one.
Oh, dude. All right, so let's get started. Give me a little rundown about how you got into the scene. With Halo, with it all. I want to get all the details about what really drove you to become a competitor?
All right. Yeah. So when I first got into competing, I guess I'd say it was either Halo 3, like somebody just brought over their Xbox 360, one of my good buddies. So I was able to just jump on Halo 3 and just like got right up to a 50 on his account in like the 2 days that he left the Xbox over. I
Now,
was like,
how
I
the heck
need
did you
this.
do that?
I don't know, but he wasn't happy about it. uh, but yeah, I just grinded that out. Like that's back when I liked Halo 3, like 2v2s a lot. But right after that, I jumped on Quake 4. I was playing a ton of Quake 4. I remember
Okay.
like melting my graphics card at one point, like straight up. Played way too much, I think. A little too long. Um, but then jumping onto Halo 4, like I broke my hand on the day of the release. So like I kind of started playing the game with a cast on. So like after I got the cast off, it was a lot easier, I guess. I was literally playing with my hand like in the cast 'cause I broke like a
Wait,
boxer's fracture.
that wasn't the tournament that I played you in, was it? When it was like Halo, it was like Master Chief Collection. Oh wait, no, this is Halo 4. Never mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I was later on.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, pulled after getting the cast off, I feel like I like excelled a lot playing like 1v1s just so I could try and get my name out there on like PGL game battles. But then when Halo 5 came around, or H2A was good too. I guess I forgot about that. H2A was good, had a couple good events, like a good teammates of mine, like Russo, who was also another great player, huge teammate. Same
Yeah.
with Floppy. Those two are just like great teamwork with those two. Like that tournament right there, that was a blast playing against like Ogre 2 and CLG. I remember we were up at one point and
Oh.
the Xboxes actually froze and we were up on
No.
oddball. We were up like 100 to like 7 and it froze, and as you know, CLG is not gonna let that happen twice. And when we restarted, they just shut us down quick.
Oh yeah. So which event was this? Which H2A event?
This is G4G.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was at that one. So you were with Russo and Floppy and who
And
else?
Domi.
Oh my
That was the
God.
squad right there.
Dude, that is too sick. I knew you guys were nasty at that game. And obviously Russo, he was a
Yeah,
pro reach player, a really talented guy. He got third place at Anaheim 2011. The man knew how to play some high level Halo. And so I'm sure you got to learn a lot by teaming with him.
yeah, he literally, that's what I was saying, like, he brought a lot to the table that we just didn't have on our team already as far as, like, experience goes and, like, just playing at the level that we wanted to be at,
What
which
did you
none of
got?
us had.
What did you guys end up placing?
We didn't place too great after that freeze.
Oh,
Freeze in there, I feel like we ended up placing, like, I think top 24 or something like that, but we had another solid team we had played right after them, I feel like. Trying to remember who it was, but
well, yeah. Once something like that comes into effect in a tournament, it's just like
super
super
mental.
disheartening. Like if you guys get like a really close game five or something and you lose like 50-49, it just shuts the team down for the losers bracket. And it is really hard to bounce back from stuff like that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but to be able to say that almost had a game from CLG, basically the best team in that game. I mean, other than Evil Geniuses, obviously. That's a pretty huge statement. I know you put a lot of time into H2A. Would you say that was one of your favorite Halos?
Yeah, I loved H2A. Like the one thing I didn't like, or I should say I didn't like because I wasn't able to do it, like all the button combinations back in Halo 2, like classic. I was
Right,
just too young to really learn the button combos. So when it came to
right.
H2A, it was just straight like good registration and just like aiming, and like you already know all the maps. It was just a beautiful game. I feel like
Yeah,
that game had some great registration for a Halo.
no, it definitely did, and it was really, oh man, I really loved the fact that like it felt just like Halo 2 in the campaign. The campaign felt literally like a reskinned Halo 2. It just had great graphics, but it felt just like Halo 2. Besides that, like you said, the button combos. I really loved it. I felt like it was incredible. I was very, very, very upset there was no midship, but
Yeah,
it's okay. It's
me
okay.
too.
I let it go. They gave us lockout. They gave us Sanctuary and Warlock, so that's cool. But
Yeah, they
are
definitely
you
had some good ones.
are you excited for the PC version?
So yeah, that's definitely something I'm excited about, especially the fact that you can just the fact that you can play with a mouse and keyboard. Because I know a lot of people I don't know, I had to play on lower sense obviously when you're playing on a controller and you can't really flick or do anything like the way I can do on like Quake. More or less just like smash the stick to the side and like just hope you can like reach him like doing those 360 like no scopes and stuff like that. Like that was hard for me because like your sense is slow. But like I love that game. Like I cannot wait to see that on PC, especially if they do some tournaments. You'll definitely see me in those.
Nice. Well, good to hear. And I know you compete like a little bit in Halo 5?
Yeah, so I went to Daytona at opener event there with the Suds, reality check there, me,
Oh yeah,
Domi.
that's right.
We placed I think fifth. That was probably my best team placement. We
Yeah,
were
they
pretty
actually
close to
asked
getting
me
up there.
to coach for you guys, and I just was totally out of it because our team just got done playing. But yeah, I had no clue that you were on that team. That's pretty awesome. And who did you guys play?
So who did we play that? We were like the first matchup on main stage I remember, and then after that, I still remember like getting into Championship Sunday and like having to play the Championship Sunday match on Saturday night, and it was like
Oh,
11 o'clock, like 10, 11 o'clock, and I was like, what is going on right now?
heck yeah, that's the grind
So
right
we
there.
jumped in on that, and like they shut us down because I don't think we just weren't ready at all. And then the next day when we came out, I think we had won a match, and then we lost the next one after that to I think like Fierce Elite, like that squad there. I can't remember who was on it. Like Burton.
Oh yeah, that team. That
I
was
think
a
they
good
got
team.
like I think they got like first or second.
Yeah, Elitist and them, they almost won the event. That was, but Frosty, man, Frosty and APG and Aries Carries, they turned up.
I remember losing to Rob the Turtle. That's who it was. We beat their team in pools the day before 3-0, and then when we played him in the bracket after the pools, they won I think 3-0. They watched those VODs.
Oh no, I hate when that happens. When you have like a successful tournament and then just none of it is recorded.
Yeah, you
Oh my.
can't see. Literally, you don't know. Like that was our problem. We didn't know where we could like get the VOD. I was like, not good. Literally, they
So
clearly
did
had him.
so did you enjoy Halo 5 at all? Were you a fan of it compared to the other
I
Halos?
I liked it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but like the sprint and like it and the clamber and all that, like it just makes it faster. And I'm used to like Quake, as you know. Like I like quick. So like when they added like a speed element to the game, I liked it. That's like why I was playing all those free for alls because you can basically just like run around the map and just aim, like just fly around the map.
Yeah, we're watching the free for all now. You did incredible in this. Were you playing this well all day, or was it just the finals that you kind of turned up and were able to pull it out?
Every time those tournaments happened, it was like I'd played just good enough to like get all the way up to like the semifinals and finals, and then once that came, like I would just put all of my effort in and just shut them down, go as hard as I could go.
Dude, I remember playing against you in Halo 4. Let's see, it was a Halo 3 1v1. It
I
was the
still
first
remember
time I ever
that.
met you. And I warriored so hard just to be able to beat you. Like I remember we would soar out and challenge each other back and forth. Oh man, that was great. Like you were easily like one of the most skilled in that tournament because I remember I finally got to the end and I had to play against Gabriel and so like it was you and Gabriel that really just gave me the hardest time and that was an exciting 1v1 tournament.
I didn't even think I remember seeing you like in the bracket, and then when I played you, I was like, oh no, I know he's good at Halo 3. Like he's played this a bunch, and then like when we play there, just because I'm confident in 1v1s, I was like, I got this.
Yeah,
Like those were close maps, dude. I still remember it was like every map was like a kill away. It's like
dude, it came down to like a
super close.
14 to 14 game on like Heretic and I jumped out no shields to kill you. And it was one of those kills like I jumped
Just
out
hoping
knowing that I was about to like die, and I was
like
just
it's
like,
time.
okay,
Yeah.
I gotta try it. And then I managed to live somehow. I don't know. I'm just a freaking warrior. But
It's funny you say that. I was gonna say because that's like something that I do like in my tournaments now is just like when you know you're fucked, like you might as
Yeah.
well just put in like all the effort and just do as much as you can to like get that W, even if it's a long shot, it's worth.
And then also, I remember playing you in the free for all in Atlanta at the Iron Games tournament.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that. That was my first event.
Oh, was it? That was your first
That was
LAN?
my first LAN. I remember meeting you there. That was a great time.
No way. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, I remember you watched me have the most insane comeback. Like
You had
you
like
were
a
the only one watching. It was
and I
literally
was
just
like, "What
you.
the fuck?" I remember seeing that. You're like, "I clipped it."
Like I was like down like 25 kills, like with 5 minutes remaining, and somehow I just hit the biggest hot streak and come back to barely get fourth place. And like fourth is what you needed, top four to
Yep.
advance. Crazy.
I remember that. Domi just went off that event and like, "I'm taking this win."
Dude, the last like minute, Domi took it from Mir Hoax because
It was
Mir
like
Hoax was
triple,
gonna win.
triple, triple.
I was so upset. I was like, I have this in the bag.
You literally hit so many multi kills in like 2 minutes. I was
Oh,
like, "Oh my god."
Domi's a god, man. He's a god.
I was happy that he went to that. I know,
Yeah.
like, back when I first met him, he was just like a YouTube guy, and I was like, "Man, you're good. Put some effort in, man." He did. Like, he definitely, put the effort in. Showed.
All right, so let's go back to you. You then moved on from Halo 5 and then you started playing Quake and you grinded your butt off in Quake Champions. I saw you on there nonstop. Like I was following you too. I remember I was tweeting you. I was always trying to, tell you, go for it, freaking uh, we've all got your back. I know a ton of Halo people were all like rooting for you. Like give me the rundown about how that all started and how it progressed.
Yeah, so right when Quake Champions came out, I was ecstatic. I was the fact that they were coming out with a Quake game. Like, I thought they were all done with Quake at this point, and I hadn't played it in, like, maybe 5, 6 years, and like that Quake 4 was, like, my favorite game, I think, just because I like fast-paced shooters. But, when it came to Quake Champions, like, they added so many elements, and it made it so, like, new players, like, people who didn't grind, like, the older Quakes can still come in and, like, do something with all the abilities. And I definitely did put in the grind, like you were saying. I playing, like, 8 hours a day,
Oh
literally
my
just
God.
nonstop. So I definitely, put in the grind for sure.
So you built your computer and you made it like the
Oh,
just a
shit. Yeah.
beast.
I forgot I did that, yeah. So after the Halo or the Quake World Championships, I was, like, top 16 or top 32 every qualifier, and you needed to be, like, top 16.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was just short every qualifier, and my PC, I was running on, like, a 60 hertz and, like, a 2 gigabyte graphics card, like, it
Oh, that
just
won't do.
really old, like, and I didn't realize how much it was, like, benefiting them, I should say, because once I
Right.
got that new PC, it was literally, like, night and day.
Yeah.
But that PC is sitting behind me during that last, week, the last qualifier is just sitting there, and the power goes out during the last qualifier, so I didn't make it in. That's how that one went.
Oh no.
It went out just long enough for me to get forfeited when I came back on.
It seems like you have
Uh,
some bad luck on
yeah,
land, huh?
a little bit of bad luck.
Well, like tell me about this that we're watching right now. You went to QuakeCon and you played in the duel tournament and you got into the finals. Like, give me the rundown of that tournament and how well you were playing and what you felt.
You're talking about you said QuakeCon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
QuakeCon. Yeah.
yeah, that was insane. So I had just taken out Gelisak in the semifinals I think this is the finals here against Base.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had just taken out Gelisak, who's like some really top tier Quake 3 player. He's like the best CPMA player in the world, which is like a certain kind of movement you do in the game.
Okay.
And he's really fast, basically. To like put it in simple terms, he's very fast. And I remember just like chipping him out by like I had like maybe 5 health when I had railed him off the power item. And like that basically won me the game. So that got me like $1,500 right there. And then going into this match versus Base, he had just beat my teammate Sib when we were there for the 2v2.
Right.
So he just beat him in the semifinals, like just barely. And then when I went to play him, I remember I was like, I needed to win this first map here, and it was so close. I had my vision up. He was down where I needed him to be, and I just didn't land the shot. And he definitely clutched up with his ability that he did. But after
Yeah.
that, I beat him on his map, and then it came down to the last one. He just wasn't having it. Like, that was his best map, and I did not know that. Somebody told me
Ooh.
that after the tournament. I was like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah, you really had to take the first two.
I need to, like,
I saw that you picked up like some really great kills in the beginning, and you could have gone on a huge streak, but it was almost like you got like a little too antsy and went for some kills that you normally wouldn't do, or a little uncharacteristic.
yeah, I was very, very hyped up on some caffeine. I remember being like, I watched the video over too, and that's exactly what it looks like. I just went after something I shouldn't have went after, and I was in control of the game. Like, that was my map to win, that's for sure.
So you would have 2-0'd him had you
Yeah, that
just
would have been a
maybe taken it
2-0.
a little slower. So
Take a
it's
little more
definitely.
time. Definitely learning experience, huge one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say is that you're still pretty much going to be competing in a lot more tournaments, right? Like you've still got a
Yeah.
lot more to go.
So they're announcing, I guess, like the whole esports schedule or something like that in a couple days.
Okay.
And like everybody's been waiting for that. And once they announce that, you'll basically have like a lineup of like all the events they're gonna have online and LAN. So basically, it sets up like the whole year.
Oh, nice.
Last year when they did that, I cannot believe how much like money they had put into the tournaments that were just online. Like I've never seen like just that many like leagues or anything like that, especially for a Quake game. Usually, you don't see much at all.
Well, that's great to hear because I was a Quake fan from the word go. I played Quake 1 when it first came out, and it not on the PC, but when it released on Nintendo 64. I I played so much of that game. I played the campaign. I played. I think you could like play with bots in the
Yeah,
multiplayer, which
pretty
is
sure.
like really cool. Like you
Back
could
then
not
especially.
you couldn't do that in GoldenEye at that time. Like GoldenEye, you weren't allowed to have bots. So being able to play against bots was a big deal. It meant you could, not you didn't need to play people on split screen. Um, you just play by yourself. So I
Yeah, you
could
didn't need
practice all I
somebody to
wanted.
play. Exactly.
Yeah, and that helped me a lot in my arena style shooter game. I just was a beast after playing Quake, and then that transferred over to Unreal, and I played a ton of Unreal. Unreal was like my game.
That's something
So
I played a lot of too with my brother. Like just like the campaigns and all that. Like we just grinded that. That game was way too fun to not play.
yeah, so this is like right up my alley. I love Quake, and I think it's one of the most skill-based shooters there is, hands down. I don't mainly because of the movement. The movement on top of being able to aim at a very quick, just having to make sure you hit your shots at all times. Because there's a lot of differences between Counter Strike. Like Counter Strike, you can one tap somebody, but in Quake,
Yeah.
you're a tank. Like you're
Yeah.
playing
And
you're playing
you're
for
playing against somebody
resources.
who's so good. You're like, uh-oh, like they have this much. I need to hit him like 3 rockets a rail. Like, and they're
Yeah,
thinking the same thing. And like you guys, it's crazy. It's definitely adds a lot to it.
yeah, and that kind of that's a good way to talk about like Apex Legends, right? Like you're gaining all of these resources, you're getting all of these health, you're getting shields, you're getting a ton of equipment, you're getting better weapons, and that's kind of an arena-like type of way of playing a first-person shooter. Would you not agree?
I do agree. The first thing I had said when I got onto that game was the fact, like with the armor, that was my favorite thing. You can pick up like a different armor and it refills your armor. Like that literally just reminded me of Quake. I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That game
And
is really fun.
obviously you're taking Quake real serious, but Apex is on its way up esports wise. Still, they've got a long way to go. They've got to work on some things. Get a spectator client. Currently, they're just doing it through people's streams. Right now, we're watching one of the recent tournaments, or actually, no, this is just a gameplay from Dizzy. But Dizzy's one of the absolute best players in the world so far, from what we've seen, or at least in the invite only tournaments. But uh, just seeing this game progress so far, I feel like as soon as some things get situated, like having custom lobbies and having a spectator client, this game could absolutely explode as an esport. And I know you've competed in a few of the ESL cups. Give me your rundown about how you feel so far with Apex.
As far as like you were saying with the tournament thing, is once they do what they were saying that they're already gonna do, so like you don't really need to, I guess, say it again. Like they definitely they need to add that tournament thing really to make the game like perfect at this point. Like
Yeah.
everything else in the game I'm liking. That's the only aspect I don't like when I'm playing a tournament and I'm playing against people who aren't playing in a tournament. Like it doesn't feel right to even kill them. You're like, these guys don't even know what's going on. Yeah. Thanks for the kills. Yeah, I just won the tournament. Like it doesn't make sense that part, but the rest of it, I love it. Like when I played that tournament, one of our buddies had to actually like leave like mid round two, and we ended up taking the guys out with just two people by 2 points at the end, I think.
Oh wow.
I had to like clutch up this 1v1 on this guy, and I was like, oh, 1v1, we got this.
Let's
Like,
go.
it's time, yeah. And then we got like the extra 6 or 7 points off that one. I got the
Nice.
kill, and you get the 6 points for the win, so it just won us
Yeah.
the series. And my buddy came back. He's like, "How did you guys win?" Hugs,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I liked that because I was in that game with you and I was like, oh, it's dramaS. He's playing in the tournament right now.
Yeah,
We're
you
playing
said that
against
to me, and I was like, man, we must have just died, and just dropped again.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was actually playing with a friend and you know, and it was just awesome because we saw your name and you were like the champion team because I guess y'all had just come off a win. And that was just really awesome to see that like all everybody's getting into this. Like it's just a absolute phenomenon. The game feels incredible. Um and how do you think like how do you think like since it was successful and nobody was really ready for it, do you think a game like this showing so much success is a good sign for maybe a game like Halo? Like if Halo were to come out with a battle royale?
I do think so, because like you said, I literally didn't even hear about Apex until somebody literally was like, "Oh, just download this game. It's free." And I was like, "All right, I'll try it." And I had no idea. I hadn't heard anything about the game at all. And like you said, it literally just blew up, and now it's huge. That seemed like a week ago almost. That was just insane. And I know Halo could do the same thing because literally there's so many people that like the battle royale and they liked Halo, but they don't want to play Halo right now. And it's like because of the battle royale scene, like it's huge. I feel like it'd be really smart for Halo to do that.
What are what are some of the I don't know, like what is the competition you had like in the ESL Cup? Did you see any of the players that you're playing against? Did you see their names? Did you know anybody that you were competing against, or did you just you focused on your games alone?
When you're playing the ESL cups, it was just you focus on your own games. Like you just want to make sure you put out two good games because they gave you like as much. You had like an hour to get your two best games. So we were just trying to get the biggest kills you could get. And I don't know that was that was the one weird part. The fact that you can like replay too. Like if I just lost, I feel like I should lose. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I should be able to just restart and go up again. But I get why they do that with all the like weird little things going on, like certain people cheating. Like that would ruin a tournament, clearly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've heard through the grapevine that basically all of the tournaments are so far have been they've been invite only, right? They've been um, the Twitch rivals, the Code Red, most, and that's I don't hate on that. I think that's a very smart way to market a game. I think that's a great way of doing things. Fortnite does it. Apex is doing it. PUBG does it. Inviting big names into your tournament, it really, guarantees that you're going to have a lot of eyes on your game, and that's very cool. But as far as competition goes and playing against the best and having the best in your bracket or being able to compete against the world's most talented players, I think ESL cups are probably right now where it's at because it's open to everyone. They don't have huge turnouts because they have a small cap, I believe. Do you remember what the cap was?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I agree with that. It was like what was it, like 156 teams or something? Oh, maybe 128. And I think there was 400 signups. And I
Well,
didn't even
dang.
notice. So like when I looked to check in, I was like too late. That
Wow.
was crazy fast. Like you said, that was just too small of a bracket. I don't think they expected it to just be that big, maybe. Like you said, that's the best place you can be to play the best people with ESL right now. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, and you know, that's pretty impressive that you were able to win your what? You won 2 days of ESL Cups?
Yep, so we had won 2 rounds that day, and then the 3rd round, we were gonna play against this team that had just beat Noble, I guess, which I'm
Okay.
sure Noble's good. I don't, like, know who their players are, but I'm sure they're good.
Right.
And then, like, we were gonna play those guys, but we weren't allowed to play because we didn't have a 3rd. And then I don't know, I think we did play another one, and we had, like, lost by 1 point. I just remember we lost by 1 point, and it was just like, "Did that just happen?" Just
Yeah,
1 kill.
that's gotta suck.
And they're just it was funny too, cause the way they asked us, "Yo, how much did you guys get?" And then we tell them, and they're like, "Oh, we got 20," they got 1 more, and I'm like, "Nah,
Oh
show me the
no.
picture."
So so how did you like what is the strat there? Like I'm sure that like there's a certain point there's got to be a lot more to it than just grinding it out and going as hard as you can. Like you got to realize that you're not looted well in the middle of a game and that you're not going to get any kills.
Yeah, you
Is it
leave.
is it
I
worth
think you
just
leave.
yeah,
That's what they were saying, like, the 2 teammates I had there, they grind. One of the people I was teaming with was just somebody that I know in real life, and he just plays like, I'd never seen him, like, this good at a video game, but he's good. And the other guy was, like, number 11, bloodhound in the world, I
oh,
guess. So, like, and he's like, "Oh, he's alright." And I'm like, "Dude, this guy's number 11. I think he's good."
so basically you're like um the shot maker. You're the
I was just
guy
gonna say
that
I'm
is
just like
like
the aim guy.
yeah, you're like the guy with the really reliable aim that's not going to fail
And
and
that's how we
meanwhile they
won.
just so you're like the Dizzy of the team.
But yeah, I try to be like that's how I was trying to play it too. Like they both know the game a lot, and
Yeah.
I know like FPS a lot. Like I know that we need to be watching our flanks, like the whole. So like I basically would just be watching their flank as they're murdering. You know what I mean? Like they know where everybody's gonna be, and I'm just watching their back so they just didn't die. And like and then when they would die, I would just go in and make a play and like just revive them both. Like that's just what I do. Like just make the play as you can.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think about some of those guys that you've watched play? Some of the like really, really, um, just on point players like Dizzy and Shroud and those guys in Apex. Like,
I haven't actually had a chance to see Dizzy play, and I know I need to see him because everybody keeps telling me like that's the guy to watch.
can you watch the gameplay right now?
Should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is Dizzy right here. This was one of his
Every
most recent gameplays. He put up like a 22 kill game with like 5,000 damage or something.
Who was it? I was watching Shroud, and I was just like, this dude's aim
Oh
is
yeah.
like I was like, settle down, dude. What is
Yeah,
going on?
dude, Shroud sometimes looks like a machine. Like it
He was
doesn't
just
even look like
dancing.
he's
He
human.
was literally just dancing in the game, and just like killing everybody. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the man doesn't look human most of the time. Like I watch his stream more than anybody, and Shroud is just he's such a cool, relaxed guy, and he'll just like pop off randomly. He'll just
Exactly, like, he looks like he's just not doing anything, like, if you were to look at his face, but then you look at the screen, you're like, "Oh." Yeah, this dude is just
yeah, they're
killing
both
everything, I guess.
Counter-Strike players. They say that the reason why they're so good is because Apex runs on the Source engine. It runs on the same engine that CS:GO does, so it feels very similar and it feels very good.
I didn't even know that, that definitely makes sense because I know a lot of CS players who are really good at the game, and it must be, like, just the registration and all that must be almost the same.
Yeah,
That's weird.
there's an Overwatch professional or an ex Overwatch professional. His name's Mindo. He streams a lot, and he holds the world record for kills. It's like 37, I think. He,
Wow.
yeah, he killed more than half of a server. He was just absolutely
So
going huge.
insane.
He said that basically it was all luck. Like you have to really just have the best game of your life, and um, things have to fall into your lap. But he's obviously very good because he's
I
won
think he's
multiple.
humble, yeah, I think he's humble on that, like, it's definitely not all luck for sure, like it's hard to get that many. I don't even see that many people. Like I don't even 36
No,
people.
you got to watch that gameplay, man. It's one of the most insane things you've ever seen in your life. Like he is unreal, and he clutches up a lot of the game too. Like a lot of that game, he's just going off, and he has like no health, and he'll get like a three piece, like out of nowhere. Just, I mean, I think it's usually with the wingman, so you gotta put that, and be
Yeah, be
like,
like,
oh,
yeah, it's
okay,
the wingman. Yeah, exactly. The
right.
the peacekeeper.
And he has just, he's a DPS professional, one of the top players in the world in Overwatch. So his aim is just impeccable. So, the wingman is one of those guns that if you're hitting your shots, you're just going to be taking out everybody.
Yeah,
So
for sure. That's the gun I pick up when I'm feeling my aim. I'm like, oh, the whole squad's going down.
yeah, when I'm not feeling my aim though, the Spitfire.
Yeah, the
Grab that
Spitfire.
thing and just hold the trigger down and just shake
Give
the
me some
mouse.
autos. Just spray it, and you have so many bullets with that extended mag. It's so funny. You're like, I
Uh,
should be out of bullets.
Yeah, but I've been having a great time on Apex. I'm really excited to see where it goes, and I'm hoping to see you win some more of those ESL cups and win your rounds, and you know, or make sure to keep competing in it because once it gets big, I want to see some Halo players up there at the top.
Yeah, it's definitely. I know I can do it. I mean, I see the European Cups that they're having on ESL right now. The teams that's been winning those is a team of Quake players, like 3 European Quake players that just got off Quake Champions and jumped on Apex, and they're literally just winning every ESL Cup in the EU. Like those are the people I was playing against because I'd play tournaments online in Quake. I've always played EU servers and NA servers, so like I'll just play with lag just to get another tournament in, just because it's worth the XP. But
Wow.
those guys, they're good. Like clearly at video games, like they just jumped on Apex and they're the #1 team. I think they just got a 13 wins straight in a tournament. Like every match they got 13 wins straight. I
Oh
was
my
like, I
God.
don't understand. They're good.
Yeah.
Quake
Yeah.
definitely translate is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. No, I'm in that boat as well. Like CS:GO and Quake, those are the two shooters. And Halo to me is the perfect marriage of the two.
It
Is
really
like
is.
a tactical arena shooter.
It's almost like it punishes you more too. Like if you make the wrong decision, just because there's not enough time to like get out of it. You're there. It's time to like just try and out aim the guy. I guess
Yeah,
that's a lot of the
basically.
time.
Basically just gotta be a warrior.
Yeah, just gotta like crouch a little bit and jump around.
Hey, so we're checking out your picture here. You're at QuakeCon 2018. Tell me about it and how it was because I'm a huge fan of LAN. I've been LANing my entire life, and I've always organized my own LANs. And I got a little bit of history about QuakeCon. QuakeCon con was actually just started by a few friends. They invited some players out, and that was it. It was a tiny little get together of fans of the game, and
Super
then
small.
they turned it into one of the largest lands in the entire world. What was it like?
It was the most insane thing. Like when I showed up there, I've been wanting to go to QuakeCon. Like that was my first tournament that I wanted to go to. So like that's really what got me into like competing for real. Like I wanted to go to QuakeCon for Quake 4, but I was just too young. I was like 15 or 16 and my parents were like, "Nah. You ain't going to Texas. Chill." But when it came to actually making it to QuakeCon, like I think they said it was the biggest BYOC LAN, like you just said, in
Oh,
North America. Like it was
yeah.
the biggest one. There's 5,000 people, I think, in the room. I was
Good
like, oh
Lord.
my God. And it was just dark, and I think I just got my laser eye surgery, so like I was like, I can barely see in here. I was like, where's my computer at? But like
Hey,
that was huge. The resort that they host the event at is amazing. Like it's literally it's just way too nice. I was not
so
expecting
how
that.
long did that last?
I think it was 4 days. It was like a
Oh man.
I don't even think I showed up on Thursday. Like I went to the LAN on Friday because the tournaments really didn't start, I don't think, till Saturday. So like I just showed up on Friday and they just have all BYOC on Thursday. No like big tournaments. It was just straight up just a day of extra BYOC.
And so you just set up right next to your buddy, and you guys went to town on the competition. You guys were like the
Yeah.
best there.
Yeah. So yeah, I literally like sat down there. I couldn't find the like practice zone basically for the big tournament, like the 2v2. And so I'm just looking around forever. It felt like finally found it. Now I'll know next year. But when it came to the BYOC though, we had to actually rent our PCs. So I went and rented a PC for like $200 or $300, which is cheap in my opinion. It was like a good PC with like a 144 hertz monitor.
Yeah.
And like I didn't have anything to play with. Like that was really nice to be able to do that. And then to just be able to compete for like 5 grand in that dual tournament, which we obviously did, and we made our money back. 'Cause I think my teammate got third, so he still got 500. He got his money back as well.
Oh, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, he had beat out the guy that I had just beat in semifinals. A real fast guy, Gelisak there,
Nice.
and so he beat him for the third place match right after.
So how'd you guys do in the 2v2?
We he had my teammate actually had forgotten to bring his headset to the
What?
lane. So so
No,
you
dude.
just hear my voice going to town at that lane. I was just calling out like a machine, and we had lost by I think 2 kills, maybe 3 kills to a team that got top 12, and then the first team that we lost to also made top 12, and we were up 1-0 on them in our first round and lost 2-1.
Dang.
But it was hard to, like, communicate. As you know,
Oh, I'm
2v2, the
sure. Yeah.
biggest the biggest thing in 2v2 is communication, and we couldn't.
Yeah.
So, I was surprised with how we did. We still did really well in my opinion. We were just one match short from making, like, 2,500. Close.
Man.
That headset, though.
Well,
Never
that's
forget.
awesome that you guys did really well in the ones though.
Yeah, exactly. We were thinking the same thing. It's a good time to just go over there and still be able to play that.
Well, as a top NA PC player, I got to ask you, man, what are some of the tips that you can give the Halo community and some of the players that are trying to get really good in the Apex Legends competitive scene? Like, uh, you know, just tips about maybe hardware, tips about how you train,
Okay. Yeah,
maybe whatever.
I know when it comes to the hardware, if you're really trying to like compete, you need to like at any FPS, in my opinion, you need a 240 hertz like right now. Like in my
Well,
opinion,
dang.
like for like the real fast games, like the ones that are optimized enough to the point where you can actually get the FPS. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
my
don't know how
gosh.
good Apex is right now, like at that, but I have it on 240. I don't even think it gets up to like 200. You know, like that game.
I see a
uh,
lot of people getting over 200 consistently, and it's driving me up the wall because I can
I
barely
don't
get
get it.
60.
Yeah, I have a beast PC here, and I don't know. It must be the settings or something because I just have no idea how to
Mine's on
get that.
all the way low. I'm running lower
Me too.
resolution. I don't even
Uh,
understand it. Like people, I got a great computer. What's going on?
it's true, but on top of that, yeah, I bought everything new when I started to compete in Quake Champions, and I knew that I was good enough. Like, and I knew I could play good enough. I had just bought the PC, bought like everything for the PC, the mouse pad, new mouse, new keyboard. You know what I mean? I got all that, and then just paid it all back by playing the game. You know what I mean? That you bought the PC for. Like my advice is to just really grind the game that you think you can make it at. Like if you're not even like remotely like close, you know what I mean? Like you have to like what you're actually playing. You can't just grind a game because you're like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of money. Like I know with Halo, a lot of the people just came in when they were like, "Oh, Halo World Championship, like a bunch of money," and they're like, "Oh, what? Hold on." But it's like you can't be in it for the money. If you're in it for the money, you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna get where you need to be. You need to like what you're playing.
That's a huge one. That was almost more than what I had asked for. Like that is a very good tip. That's incredible. People really don't understand that they can't just like hit their head against a wall and expect that they're gonna be successful.
Yeah,
It's got to
that's
absolutely put the priority of yourself and what you're doing at the very
the
that's the
top.
top.
Yeah, I was
That's
just gonna
top.
say like all
Yeah.
the I'd played. I think a bunch of different games really to see like what I really wanted to do. I think I'd competed in Mortal Kombat even like for a little bit online. I
Oh, I
remember.
saw that. I saw you
And
played
like
Sonic.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this guy's good. He's still the best in the world. Like right now, I don't. That guy was good, but he put in the work. Like he literally would just grind and go into like a practice thing and just learn the game like faster than you would. Like there's nothing you can do. Like if you're not gonna put in the work, you're not gonna beat that guy. That's for sure. But like I could see that I couldn't get up to that level with my my hands. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't do what I saw that they were doing. I was like, no, that's not my thing. Like I might be good, but like the can't be the best if you don't think you're gonna be the best either. Like on
It,
Quake, it's like I jumped on that and it's natural, you know what I mean? Like it was good
right,
from the start and then you're like, okay, I like this. You
right.
get beat one time and you're like, oh, I don't like that. I gotta stop that.
Yeah,
That's how I really got good in Quake in my opinion. I had lost like a big duel like back when I first played Quake 4 and I was like, wow, somebody can beat me like 30-0 or something like that. I was like, I need to do that. That's that was
yeah,
amazing. I thought I
yeah.
was good.
You can really get shut down in that game. Like you can get shut down. Like I don't think like the only other game I've ever really been shut down that hard in was probably Halo 1 when I was first trying to start to get good.
Yeah.
Like people would just get rockets constantly. It would be camo rockets. I would not be able to see where I'm getting killed from. The camo rocket guy would just be killing me off spawn. I wouldn't know what just hit me. I'd be like, how do you
How do
even
you
like
know? Yeah.
beat somebody that does this to me? Like,
I
uh,
remember that feeling, man. That's what I'm saying. Like when I lost that game, I was like, "Oh, I thought I was good coming from like deathmatch," and this dude's like, "No, this is where like the real players are at."
yeah, this is where the
Shut me
big
down.
boys are.
Like, go back to deathmatch. I was like, "All right, peace, boys."
So any other things like as far as like I don't know, people that are there's a lot of talk about controller to PC. Like being able to use your controller on the PC and being able to compete at a high level. What do you think about that?
I think the people who have been grinding with the controllers, like, and they haven't played PC, I think it would be like detrimental to like their skill level to jump onto a keyboard and mouse. It would just be bad. I think it would be smarter to stick with the controller in that case. Because in Halo, you don't need those like crazy like 180 snipes or anything like that. You just need to like have the right angle and like have a really just like a consistent aim. And when it comes to that, it's like you don't need a fast sense for that either. A lot of
So
people, I'm sure,
you
would
don't
still
you
be
don't believe
close.
that if the best aimers in Quake, some of the very best shooters in the world, uh, are playing Halo with a keyboard and mouse, and they learn the game at a level that like Snipe Down and Roy know Halo,
Yeah,
that they would be
that's
able
gonna be
to
a
be.
challenge. Yeah, that's gonna be bad for the people with the controllers.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah,
see
like
now that's
comes to
what's
like
in my head
the
is
big
that
plays, like when somebody's like coming at you, you know what I mean? And, like you need to like move around quick. You can't do much with the controller. You're just like smashing it every which way and just like
yeah,
windmilling. It's
yeah,
not work.
these guys with like 200 $300 mice with
Yeah,
massive mouse pads and and a keyboard and mouse being able to switch and do things so much faster. I feel like it's just going to absolutely dance around people with controllers at the end of the day.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like when somebody's coming at me and they have a controller, I know that you could basically just jump around them. Like you're just saying you can almost jump around them and just shoot them because you know your sensitivity and like your aim's gonna be able to do that, and they're just gonna be like, "What's going on?" Like I can't do anything about it.
But here's the big thing about that is that we have so many years invested in Halo that we have a, I
The
mean, we have like
knowledge, yeah,
infinite more ability than them, even with a controller for a long time. They're not going to catch up to us for a while.
or
So
exact.
that's kind of what I'm thinking about when it comes to Master Chief Collection. But as far as like Apex is concerned, I have all that muscle memory on a controller. I have tons of muscle memory on a controller, but I just love the feeling of the mouse and keyboard. Like I can do everything a lot faster. My aim is a lot steadier with a mouse. I don't know if it's because I'm an old man and
That's what I'm feeling like with my controller too. I'm like, I can't do this anymore, guys. Time to get on the PC grind.
it's like my thumbs
Literally, my thumbs.
they don't work like they used to. I'm
I'm like, I
telling you,
ain't got those kid thumbs no more, dude.
you little kids out there, you enjoy it while it lasts. But
Was
then
it?
when that carpal tunnel comes into effect and you start shaking like this,
I think I played Shotzi before everybody knew who he was, man. And
yeah,
I'm like, "You're 13." I'm like, "Nah." Like this dude's just murdering me, just jumping off the top of like ring 3 and just sniping me in my face. I'm like, "Who is this?"
dude,
Little thumbs, man.
you go back and you watch some of what Shotzi was doing back in the PGL 2v2 days, him and Falcated, and you're just like, there's no
That's
wonder that he
that's
got
who
to
I
the
played. That's what me and Floppy. But I think we lost like maybe 25 to like 4 or something. I've never lost so bad in a 2v2 in my life ever. I couldn't
yeah.
move.
Yeah,
I
so a
mean,
mouse is just it's just a beautiful thing because it takes all those 12-year-olds and it really humbles the shit out of them.
shuts him down. We got hands. We might not have thumbs. Still got our hands.
All right, well that's all that I have to talk about. You got anything extra you might want to bring up? Any
Uh,
talking points?
no, I don't. Not anything on top of my head, but I just want to say I appreciate you guys sending me the invite.
Yeah,
And
absolutely,
yeah,
man.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, and I really want to see you go far because you deserve it. You've been putting in a lot of hard work, and obviously you're representing the Halo community out there. So I'd love to see like
Yeah,
a Halo player win a major.
that's what I'm saying. I appreciate the support a lot from you and like you were saying, like the entire Halo community. It definitely makes it a lot more fun and like easier, I guess, to join into the tournaments and just go for it. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
like you
yeah,
have so many people just telling you, you got this. You got like a whole community of people, like you're saying, that want you to win for Halo. You know what I mean? Like do it for Halo. I
for
definitely
Halo.
agree. And for Halo, bro. For
We're
Halo.
we're out there, man, and we're gonna do big things. This is our year, 2019. We got Apex Legends. I already know that a ton of people are gonna be grinding on that, and I, shoot, I don't, man, I'm trying my best not to.
Yeah.
I want to get out there. I just want to put all my time into that game. I'm like, man, I'm an adult now. I got
Yeah.
responsibilities. I got bills to pay. I cannot be spending all day on this game.
Struggle out here. Wish I was still in school, man. Get home from school, game all night.
Game all day.
Literally.
All right, man. Well, it was great talking to you, and I'm sure I will be tuning into your stream and keeping an eye out.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it again. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, that was dramiS. That guy is incredible and really, really great competitor. And you got to hear what he had to say about Apex. Apex Legends is going to be the new thing. There's no way it's going anywhere. Make sure you guys pick up that battle pass because there's a lot of fun to be had. I have not gotten to try the new legend yet, but it looks so much fun. I was playing with my buddy Grimace today, and we were just grinding it out. We won a game or two, and he told me that if it weren't for how fast that character is, he wouldn't have gotten out of a lot of situations. So I'm sure there's a lot of fun things to be had. I was watching Ninja play, and he was like bouncing all over the place. But yeah, it's just going to be an incredible game. Lots of strategies to be had. I'm sure I'll have it featured in some more episodes. I'm trying to get maybe some developers or some high level streamers on here. Who knows? We'll have to see if I can get those guys or not. But that's going to do it for tonight's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and y'all have a wonderful night.